They have incredibly high emotional intelligence and can pick up guilt trips, passive aggression, and emotional blackmail from a mile away. To them, this isn't just a flawed communication style. It's a disgusting weaponization of emotion. The sequence begins with them quietly recognizing the pattern. They feel the hook of guilt, the weight of unearned responsibility. Their observation phase is to simply stop reacting. They turn into a gray rock, offering you nothing to manipulate. Once they confirm that the relationship runs on emotional hostage-taking, the final action is swift and total. As the Hindustan Times confirms, emotional manipulation leads directly to abrupt disappearance. They will ghost you without a single word of explanation, because to them, no explanation is needed. They're not running from a fight. They're strategically retreating to protect their own spirit from a toxic environment. So far, we've dissected the external cages that trigger a Sagittarius to bolt. But what we're about to explore next is far more personal. These next triggers aren't just outside pressures. They're internal poisons that corrupt their optimism from the inside out. Coming in at number 9, we have the most insidious of these poisons, repetition and routine. You have to understand, as a fire sign ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius is not built for stillness. They are cosmically engineered for motion, change, and discovery. To them, routine feels like a slow death. It's a gray, colorless world that methodically smothers their inner fire. As experts at the Hindustan Times have noted, they are known to break free from monotony through impulsive changes. And that's not just a cute quirk. This isn't a mild pivot. This is a Sagittarius suddenly quitting a stable job, ending a comfortable relationship, or moving across the country with 2 weeks' notice. Where other signs see chaos, they feel oxygen. For them, this chaos is a necessary, sudden explosion of color into their gray world. They will detonate a perfectly good life just to feel the rush of air in their lungs again. It's not recklessness, it's survival. This leads us to the 8th trigger, the one that attacks their closed-mindedness. Sagittarius is the philosopher of the Zodiac. They live for new ideas, challenging perspectives, and the thrill of mental expansion. They love to debate, but their goal isn't to win, it's to get closer to a larger truth. Honestly, you know they'd rather lose an argument and gain insight than win and stay stuck. So when they encounter someone who refuses to learn, who is cemented in dogma and afraid of new thoughts, they experience it as a form of intellectual suffocation. At first, they will try to reason, to offer new perspectives, to crack the window open. But if they're met with a wall, their legendary patience evaporates. The warmth is replaced by sharp-witted sarcasm, designed to pierce the armor of ignorance. And if that fails, they go silent. That silence is not defeat. It's the sound of a door closing, permanently. They are walking away, not from an argument, but from a mind that has chosen to stop growing. Finally, at number 7, we land on the trigger that feels like a direct assault on their soul, disrespecting their beliefs. A Sagittarius's spiritual, moral, or philosophical code isn't just a set of casual opinions. It is the very architecture of their identity. It's how they find meaning in a chaotic world. They rarely impose their beliefs on others, but they demand that theirs be respected as sacred ground. So when someone mocks their worldview, belittles their optimism, or scoffs at what they hold sacred, they don't experience it as a simple disagreement. They see it as a profound personal attack. In that moment, the easygoing, funny Sagittarius vanishes. Their warmth is replaced by a focused, articulate, and cutting defense of their ideals. They have incredibly high emotional intelligence and can pick up guilt trips, passive aggression, and emotional blackmail from a mile away. To them, this isn't just a flawed communication style. It's a disgusting weaponization of emotion. The sequence begins with them quietly recognizing the pattern. They feel the hook of guilt, the weight of unearned responsibility. Their observation phase is to simply stop reacting. They turn into a gray rock, offering you nothing to manipulate. Once they confirm that the relationship runs on emotional hostage-taking, the final action is swift and total. As the Hindustan Times confirms, emotional manipulation leads directly to abrupt disappearance. They will ghost you without a single word of explanation, because to them, no explanation is needed. They're not running from a fight. They're strategically retreating to protect their own spirit from a toxic environment. So far, we've dissected the external cages that trigger a Sagittarius to bolt. But what we're about to explore next is far more personal. These next triggers aren't just outside pressures. They're internal poisons that corrupt their optimism from the inside out. Coming in at number 9, we have the most insidious of these poisons: repetition and routine. You have to understand, as a fire sign ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius is not built for stillness. They are cosmically engineered for motion, change, and discovery. To them, routine feels like a slow death. It's a gray, colorless world that methodically smothers their inner fire. As experts at the Hindustan Times have noted, they are known to break free from monotony through impulsive changes. And that's not just a cute quirk. This isn't a mild pivot. This is a Sagittarius suddenly quitting a stable job, ending a comfortable relationship, or moving across the country with 2 weeks' notice. Where other signs see chaos, they feel oxygen. For them, this chaos is a necessary, sudden explosion of color into their gray world. They will detonate a perfectly good life just to feel the rush of air in their lungs again. It's not recklessness, it's survival. This leads us to the 8th trigger, the one that attacks their closed-mindedness. Sagittarius is the philosopher of the Zodiac. They live for new ideas, challenging perspectives, and the thrill of mental expansion. They love to debate, but their goal isn't to win. It's to get closer to a larger truth. Honestly, you know they'd rather lose an argument and gain insight than win and stay stuck. So when they encounter someone who refuses to learn, who is cemented in dogma and afraid of new thoughts, they experience it as a form of intellectual suffocation. At first, they will try to reason, to offer new perspectives, to crack the window open. But if they're met with a wall, their legendary patience evaporates. The warmth is replaced by sharp-witted sarcasm designed to pierce the armor of ignorance. And if that fails, they go silent. That silence is not defeat. It's the sound of a door closing, permanently. They are walking away, not from an argument, but from a mind that has chosen to stop growing. Finally, at number 7, we land on the trigger that feels like a direct assault on their soul, disrespecting their beliefs. A Sagittarius's spiritual, moral, or philosophical code isn't just a set of casual opinions. It is the very architecture of their identity. It's how they find meaning in a chaotic world. They rarely impose their beliefs on others, but they demand that theirs be respected as sacred ground. So when someone mocks their worldview, belittles their optimism, or scoffs at what they hold sacred, they don't experience it as a simple disagreement. They see it as a profound personal attack. In that moment, the easygoing, funny Sagittarius vanishes. Their warmth is replaced by a focused, articulate, and cutting defense of their ideals. Their optimism is their armor, and they will defend it with a quiet ferocity that can silence a room. You might not see them explode. You'll just notice they're gone. They will cut ties not out of anger, but out of a deep-seated need to protect their own integrity. These last 3 triggers, routine, dogma, and disrespect, are all about a Sagittarius defending their core need for growth against stagnation. But these are battles against systems and ideas. What happens when the attack isn't on their philosophy, but on their heart? What happens when the poison is administered by someone they trusted, someone they willingly welcomed inside their world? That's where we're going next, as we uncover the trigger that doesn't just make them leave, but has the power to shatter their entire worldview. When the poison comes from a trusted hand, the reaction isn't just anger. It's a complete system shutdown. And that brings us to the 6th most powerful trigger that activates the Sagittarian dark side, betrayal by a friend. Here's the key you need to get. Sagittarius trusts with a completely open heart. Their optimism isn't only about the future, it spills over into people. They choose to see the best in you, sometimes against all evidence. So when that trust is broken, it doesn't just sting. It detonates their entire worldview. It proves their highest ideal, faith in others, was a mistake. Picture this. You are their most trusted confidant, the one they share their wildest, most out-there dreams with. Then one day, after a betrayal, you look at them, and you're staring at a stranger. They look right through you. No anger, no sadness, just nothing. The connection hasn't just frayed, it's been severed at the root, as the Times of India notes in its astrological analysis. Betrayal deeply disappoints Sagittarius. They retreat quietly, then permanently disappear. The storm is entirely internal. You won't see them rage. You'll only feel the chilling silence that follows, and then watch them vanish from your life as if they were never there. And once that door is closed, it is never, ever reopened. Next, at number 5, we hit a trigger that suffocates them from the inside, a lack of adventure. For a Sagittarius, adventure isn't a hobby. It's their spiritual oxygen. Ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and born of the fire element, they are fundamentally designed for movement, growth, and discovery. A life without new experiences, new places, or new ideas feels like a cage. It makes them feel trapped, cut off from their own soul, and slowly their inner fire begins to dim. Their response? A sudden, often drastic move. They might quit a stable job for a trip around the world, or walk away from a comfortable relationship that has become too predictable. Outsiders look at that and call it reckless. For the Sagittarius, it's not recklessness. It's an act of survival. Finally, for this section, we come to trigger number 4, being underestimated. Do not be fooled by their laid-back, easy-going demeanor. Beneath that relaxed surface is a powerful engine of determination and ambition. When you doubt their abilities or dismiss their grand visions, you're not discouraging them. You're handing them a can of gasoline for their inner fire. They won't argue with you. They won't try to persuade you. They'll just get quiet, nod, and get to work. The doubt becomes fuel for their silent, relentless pursuit of their goal. Their focus locks in. It becomes absolute. And then, one day, you'll see their success on a scale you couldn't have imagined. As I always tell my clients, you'll know you've really crossed this line when a Sagittarius stops explaining themselves to you. That's the moment they've decided to let success be their megaphone. These triggers, betrayal, stagnation, and being underestimated, are profound wounds. But even these operate as reactions to an external offense. The final 3 triggers we're about to cover are different. They aren't just mistakes you can make in a relationship. In the Sagittarian worldview, they are unforgivable sins. These are the lines that, once crossed, guarantee the door doesn't just close, it vanishes forever. We've reached the final three, the unforgivable sins. The lines that, once crossed, don't just slam a door in your face. The door itself vanishes forever. Number 3, the third action that will get you erased from a Sagittarius's reality is the guilt trip. You have to understand this. With their high emotional intelligence, they don't just dislike guilt trips. They find them almost philosophically offensive. To them, this move is transparent. They recognize it instantly for what it is, a weak attempt at control, disguised as hurt feelings. It's an emotional weapon, and they have zero tolerance for emotional warfare. Psychologically, they believe real connection, real love, is built on acceptance and encouragement, not punishment and manipulation. So when you try to make them feel guilty for being who they are, for needing space, for chasing a new horizon, you're not just complaining. You are attacking the very foundation of their being. They won't argue. They won't yell. They won't put on a big show so you can see how upset they are. They'll simply make a cold, logical calculation. And for them, the math is simple. It's better to feel lonely for a moment than to live forever in a cage built from someone else's disappointment. So they will quietly, cleanly, and permanently walk away. Coming in at number 2 is jealousy and possessiveness. The Sagittarian concept of love is expansive, built on a bedrock of trust and mutual freedom. They love with a fierce loyalty, but it's the loyalty of a fellow adventurer, not a prison guard. Let's be real. They will walk beside you through fire, but they will not live under surveillance. When that love curdles into possessiveness, when care turns into monitoring, they feel the walls closing in. To them, jealousy isn't a sign of passion. It's proof of insecurity. And worse, a lack of trust. That energy doesn't just bother them, it suffocates them. And their reaction is not some dramatic confrontation or screaming match. It's a slow, quiet, strategic withdrawal. You'll feel it first as a subtle distance. The texts become less frequent. The shared laughter fades. Moments that used to be spontaneous now feel scheduled, almost forced. They're pulling their energy back, inch by inch. As astrological experts consistently note, possessiveness directly threatens a Sagittarius's core need for independence, prompting a systematic withdrawal to preserve their personal space. Push harder, keep tightening your grip, and that withdrawal eventually turns into an exit. The door you're trying so hard to lock, they're already on the other side of it. They will vanish to reclaim the air they need to breathe. And now, we come to the number 1 trigger. But stop. Before I reveal the action that is the ultimate deal breaker, you need to get this. It's not some grand, dramatic betrayal. It's not an obvious power play. It's a quiet, creeping poison you might be administering every single day, genuinely believing it's just being realistic or harmless conversation. The number 1 trigger that will permanently erase you from a Sagittarius's life is cynicism. You might think that sounds anticlimactic. It isn't. It's actually the most revealing truth of all. To a Sagittarius, optimism is not a mood. It is their religion. It's the lens through which they process reality, the engine that lets them find meaning in chaos and light in darkness. Their optimism is their armor, and they will defend it with a quiet ferocity. So when they're surrounded by constant negativity, by someone who relentlessly mocks hope, belittles dreams, and insists on seeing the worst in everything, they feel their own soul starting to erode, and they won't let that happen for long. They will try to lift you up. They'll share their light, hoping to spark your own. But if you insist on living in the dark, they will make a choice. It's not about anger. It is about survival. As multiple astrological sources confirm, they will depart from constant negativity to protect their own hopeful core, because to them, cynicism is not just a personality trait, it's a contagious disease of the spirit, and they will leave you behind to save themselves. Yes, even if they care about you, especially if they care about you. So there it is, the 12 triggers. From control to cynicism, we've mapped the entire minefield. But this is more than just a list of don'ts. It's a psychological blueprint, a full schematic of how their inner operating system reacts under threat. The real question we have to ask now is this. Taken together, what do these 12 triggers actually reveal about the Sagittarian soul? What is the one unifying principle that powers this entire hidden operating system? That is what we will deconstruct next. So what's the one unifying principle behind all 12 triggers? Underneath every single one of them is a sacred trinity: freedom, truth, and hope. Think about it for a second. You know, every trigger we've talked about is a direct hit on one of those 3 pillars: control, routine, possessiveness. Those are straight-up attacks on freedom, the very air a Sagittarius breathes. Lies, emotional manipulation, being underestimated. Those are violations of truth, the foundation of their Jupiter-ruled reality. And the deepest triggers: betrayal, disrespect for their beliefs, and above all, cynicism, are pure poison to their most sacred pillar: hope. This is the critical insight. That sudden coldness, that quiet disappearance, that irreversible snap. It isn't a character flaw. It's a feature, a highly evolved defense system designed to protect their soul from being caged, corrupted, or extinguished. They're not actually attacking you. They're carrying out a desperate act of self-preservation. Honestly, understanding this is the absolute key to really knowing and truly connecting with the Zodiac's most fearless truth-teller. The universe is full of codes like these. If you're ready to keep deciphering them, subscribe and hit that bell. The next secret is already waiting.